game doesn't come down to one freaking play. The game never comes down to one play. You know, Bears got the ball back, 7 minutes to damn go in the game. They run it up the middle, they get shut down. Then Trubisky gets sacked. Then they punt the ball back to the Eagles. Then the Eagles march down the field, 3rd and 11, ball on the 20-yard line. Vic Fangio doesn't call one blitz on the whole series, plays like a wuss. And the Bears never sent any pressure on the final series of the game, and Nick Foles was able to get him into the end zone. Congratulations to the Eagles. Congratulations to Nick Foles. Clutchest quarterback maybe that we've ever seen. What a player he is. If he could go win another championship, he'll be going right to the Hall of Fame as a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's an all-time great quarterback. And the Eagles, Doug Peterson's an all-time great coach. The Eagles' defense was unbelievable today. Jim Schwartz and Doug Peterson. I thought Doug called an okay game. He made some mistakes in spots. You know, a bad draw play on 3rd and 3. The Eagles' offense was sloppy in the first half. So were the Chicago Bears. The Eagles' corners got burned all day. Bottom line, Matt Nagy coached the game to lose. He coached the game to fucking lose. He needed to fucking put his foot on the gas in the first 3 quarters of the game. They didn't take one shot until the 3rd quarter of that game. They didn't take one shot. Excuse me, this is getting loud. They didn't take one shot until the 4th quarter of the game. They didn't take one fucking shot until the 4th quarter of the game. The first 3 quarters, all underneath bullshit. He didn't take one shot. And he had Matt Nagy called no passing plays beyond 10 yards for the entire game. No hurry-up offense. Remember when the Bears beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers by throwing the ball everywhere? They would always get up on teams. They laid down. They played like complete pussies the entire game for 3 quarters. There needs to be urgency in the playoffs. It's the last game of your season. You coach like Andy Reid. You coach like Reid. You were willing to die. You let these guys into the playoffs and you made your own grave today. You made your own grave. You could have let Kirk Cousins come right into your house and beat him for the 3rd time and slapped him around again. Instead, you let Nick Foles come in and he tore your heart out. You let these mothers in and these mofos took you out again. Chicago, those dumbasses, let the Eagles in. The Eagles took care of them. Matt Nagy, what were you doing the first 3 quarters? They're trotting out Avonte Maddox, Trey, whatever his name is, Trey Sullivan, what's his name? LeBlanc. You were killing him on double moves in the whole 4th quarter. You took the game out of Mitch's hands. No hurry-up offense, no explosive plays, no window dressing at all. The blandest bullshit I've ever seen. You let the worst play calling game of your whole season come out to the forefront today. And then, let's put Khalil Mack for this 2-point conversion. The defense was near perfect. Vic Fangio screwed it up by not blitzing the Philadelphia Eagles, but Matt Nagy was a conservative POS today. And that's why they lost. They let the Eagles hang around. Let's hand it off to Jordan Howard on 1st down. Okay, let's call screen on 2nd down. Okay, it's 3rd down. Yeah. Let's have Mitchell Trubisky just roll out and throw it away. Okay, let's punt it to the Eagles. We're in this game. It's a prize fight. No, fuck no. You have Mitchell Trubisky. You have an elite offensive staff. You could have tore that defense to shreds all fucking night. And you let till the 4th quarter of that motherfucking game, and that's what happened. The first 3 quarters of that game, the whole game, you did nothing offensively. You took no chances down the field. You played preventing yourself from winning. You castrated yourself. You neutered yourself the entire game, and it drove me insane. They had Allen Robinson, Anthony Miller, Mitchell Trubisky was on fire, and you did not unleash Mitchell Trubisky. You did not unleash your offense. You called the most conservative game. You made Brian Schottenheimer look like Theodore Mother effing Roosevelt. That's what happened. You played the game like a castrated man. Matt Nagy, You let the Eagles into the playoffs. You wanted this challenge. You wanted Nick Foles. You wanted Doug Peterson. You could have had Kirk Cousins. You could have won. This defense was unfucking believable. Roquan Smith today. Adrian Amos. I know he had the hit on the head, but he was amazing. They got Nick Foles, the Roquan Smith, Trevathan, Khalil Mack. This team could have went to LA. Trubisky was ready to roll and win. He is so good enough to win. You had the better team by a mile. The defenses are not close. The personnel is not close. But yet you, Matt Nagy, decided to not throw the ball down the field. It is a 60-minute game. Cody Parkey could have hit the kick. It's not about one play. It's about the first 3 quarters of the game. You showed no urgency, no up-tempo football. You were just willing to let the clock roll to the half, and let's take a 6-3 lead. Why not? Why don't we? I think today the furthest pass thrown for the first 3 quarters was 15 yards. It was Matt Nagy. The dumbest decision letting the Eagles go in over the Vikings. Oh, let's play for pride. Let's play for pride. We're not going to play to lose. We're going to play for pride. You're dead. You're dead. You're sitting at home now because of that decision. The Eagles fans are commending you for letting them in. I want to thank the Bears for letting us in. The Eagles fans are commending you. They bullied you. They straight up punked your ass. It's like a hot girl. The Eagles are like that hot girlfriend that's a complete you-know-what. And she goes shopping and you buy her all those gifts. And you're like, here, Merry Christmas, it's your birthday. She's so hot. Then college comes around, she dumps your fucking ass. That's the analogy. Oh, you're doing the right thing by playing and beating the Vikings. We're building a competitive football team. You could have beaten Kirk Cousins like a drum. You could have been going to LA today. You're deaf. You made your own grave. You put your body 6 foot under. You buried yourself beneath the surface. When you won, and by the way, in that Vikings game, they were doing everything. They were playing loose, having fun. There was no looseness to that game. That play calling was back in the Neanderthal days. John Fox could have called those play calls for the first 3 calls. Oh! And now the Eagles go to New Orleans, where New Orleans' defense is worse. The Eagles were ripe for the taking. Doug Peterson with a great ice. Nick Foles, you got to give him a lot of credit, man. Nick Foles played a whale of a game. The Eagles' defensive line was stout. They were right with the Bears all game. The Bears didn't take advantage of their matchups. They got thoroughly outcoached, as I've mentioned, by Matt Nagy. They had their chances to prove they were the better team. They let the Eagles hang around. 1-score game, you get beat. Moral of the story, you gotta put the damn team away early. You gotta blow teams out. Nick Saban would never accept that first half. He would never let a team hang close. Nick Saban. Bill Belichick, never. They take care of business. They don't let teams linger around. You need to finish people in the NFL. It's a 60-minute fight. You need to finish people and don't let them hang around. Matt Nagy's a great young coach. You guys have an opportunity to get better and learn from this. But he coached like Andy Reid. That was Andy Reid reincarnated out there. It was a choke job. It was a nerve job. Trubisky wasn't great in the first half. He was pretty downright terrible. The offensive line didn't win it up front. The Eagles' DBs played okay, but you didn't even challenge those defensive backs. You should be ashamed of yourselves. And knowing our luck, Nick Foles will go out and light up Eli Apple next week. Nick Foles will probably throw all over that New Orleans secondary that's very vulnerable. It'll be just like Pittsburgh, New Orleans. The next game for the Eagles offense, although they weren't great today, it was because of the Bears. The Bears were fantastic. Fangio, A-, again, the last series. But again, I made my point clear about Matthew Nagy. I made my point clear about what the Bears did and did not do today. It was a pitiful performance. And they had that game, and horrific coaching in the first 3 quarters of that game. It never comes down to it. Again, congratulations to the Eagles having a magical season, beating the Texans, beating the LA Rams, could have quit. Bears let you in, and you didn't get lucky. You flat out beat that football team today. Came down to one play. I mean, if not for the Eagles screwing up on special teams, it would have never been a field goal game anyway. So I don't think the Eagles got lucky at all. Eagles did not get lucky. They played to win the game. They played better. They made the plays that they needed to. They went on the road, kept the game close, kept it low scoring. The Bears got down and played the Eagles football game. They didn't go up tempo. You didn't unleash Trubisky. And you played the Eagles style. And the Eagles got in there, and you let the road team go in there and steal a game. And, you know, it's not lucky. Cody Parkey's been shaky all year, hits an upright 43-yarder. Shit happens. Kickers miss extra points all the time in the NFL. So, you know, pressure kick. It wasn't as egregious as Blair Walsh. It was a decent drive, tough way to end your season. But the bottom line is you got to play with more urgency. It's a 60-minute game. It's not a one-play game. It's never about one play. You know, never about one play. You know, the Anthony Miller play down by the goal line. The Eagles, the Bears benefited from a Michael Bennett penalty that gave them 3 points. If the refs didn't call Michael Bennett on that, it would have been a completely different game. So all throughout the first half, there were tons of plays. You know, Allen Robinson not getting his foot down along the sideline. Malcolm Jenkins making a great tackle. Jordan Howard not breaking it out, not bouncing it out to the left. The Bears had the ball with 7 minutes left, and they could have gotten more points, and they went 3 and out in the fourth quarter of that game. So the Eagles defense stifled Chicago. The Eagles defense was flat out incredible. Nick Foles is a magic man. He is clutch as heck, and the Eagles today are going to New Orleans. And I think the Eagles have an opportunity to put up a lot of points. It'll be a shootout. Drew Brees is the only guy that can stop Nick Foles. Let's go Saints. Let's do it. Let's try to end these Eagles. I don't know if it'll happen. I don't know if it'll ever happen. Sometimes a team just has a magical year. The Tyree play was a fortunate play. Sometimes the ball does bounce your way. You know, the Welker drop, the Tyree play, the Hail Mary in Green Bay that the Giants were able to hit. I've experienced a lot of different things. Kyle Williams fumbling a ball. I've experienced, a lot of fortunate bounces, when the Giants were winning their championships. Everybody, I really think teams need fortunate bounces in order to win. Last year, the Eagles had that play with the Falcons, where the Falcons had an interception and they let the play go. Nick Foles could have threw a pick at the end of the game. Last year, Matt Ryan was in the same situation as Nick Foles. Julio Jones, game of inches, drops out of his hand. So, listen, a couple slips here. It's a game of inches everywhere. That 2-point conversion easily could have happened. It could have been a 3-score game. Then you miss a field goal. You go to overtime anyway. So it's a heartbreaking loss for the Bears. But again, it shouldn't be heartbreaking because they were in control. They were the better football team today, and the coach got in the way and completely coached like a wussy today, and that's why they did not win the game, because he did not play to win the game for 3 quarters of the game. He did not go up tempo. He was not the Matt Nagy we were used to seeing. Matt Nagy this year, whether it was versus Detroit, whether it was versus the Dolphins, he would unleash Mitchell and let Mitchell be Mitch, but today he didn't. He was scared. He sent a message to a rookie quarterback that this is the playoffs. We don't really trust you. Let's not make mistakes and let's hang in till the end of the game. That's how the Bears, played this game. Let's not make mistakes. Let's hang in till the end of the game. They did not take the game by the balls at all. They did not just say, let's wipe these motherfuckers off the field. And that's what they should have done, because they had the roster to do it. They have an all-time great defense, a tremendous defense that was capable of winning a championship, a running game, a quarterback, and a coach that was capable of going on a deep playoff run. And they had an opportunity to just rest their guys and let the Vikings in, a team that they know already, and they would have had a better opportunity to win in the tournament. Instead, they elected they elected to face a team that has the most confidence, Giants, a team that has already won a Super Bowl, that is playing with house money, that is not nervous at all. They allowed a team that has nothing to lose to come into their building, and Nick Foles is so much better than Kirk Cousins. Everybody knew it. It's one of the dumbest decisions I remember in a long, long time, and it caught up with them. They took it. They elected to go the pride route of playing to win the game, and they almost got away with it. They almost ended up winning today. Matt Nagy almost ended up winning the game today, even though he was thoroughly outcoached this whole game. He had better cards. He had better cards in this game, and he folded them. The Eagles are exactly like that hot girlfriend that you keep way too long, and then she burns you in the end. She drains you of your wallet, and you leave. That's what the Eagles are to the Chicago Bears. Straight up bullies. And the Bears have egg all over their faces. They're dead now. They're dead for their decision. The Eagles are an unbelievable team, a juggernaut. I have utmost respect for Nick Foles, Doug Peterson, and the Eagles. I know I hate the Eagles, dislike them, whatever you could say, but I will never discount that team, especially going to New Orleans. I've seen teams get hot and go on incredible runs in the NFL. It's what makes the NFL the best sport in the land. It was a great wild card game. Really frustrating from a Bears perspective. I wanted the Bears to end up winning the football game. I do like Matt Nagy. I like Trubisky. I like the fan base a hell of a lot. A lot of my friends are Bears people. The Eagles fans, again, all my friends are Eagles buddies. They're flooding my phone. I don't want to even talk to anybody after that football game. Sickening loss. Disappointing as heck. Field goal hits upright. No good. Crossbar, no good. So, disappointing game. It doesn't come down to one play. Great ice job by Doug Peterson. I wish we could almost eliminate icing from the whole NFL, honestly. And also a huge play in the game was Prince Amukamara. That pass interference, 45 yards, it pretty much awards you a touchdown. So Roquan got away with a hole, but that 45-yard throw by Nick Foles down the field to Aguilar, I believe it was, and Prince Amukamara, with a little bit of holding. Why didn't the Bears take those opportunities? They didn't play up tempo. Matt Nagy didn't do his job offensively. Vic Fangio did. Vic's going to leave. Who knows how the defense will respond? You only have a good defense for about 3 or 4 years. You only have a window. Then you're going to end up paying Mitchell Trubisky, and you're going to turn into the Seattle Seahawks. Eventually, you're turning to Seattle, where you'll have a good quarterback in Mitchell Trubisky. Your defenders will then sign elsewhere. You'll have Khalil Mack, who's still very good, but you're turning to Houston, Bunch of old dudes playing, bunch of out-of-control guys, defensive coordinator you don't get along with at all, and that's what will happen. And then you'll end up having to rely on your offense, and you won't have the complete team, You look at Mark Sanchez, Look at the quarterbacks who go for their runs. Eli Manning was a young quarterback and won a Super Bowl. Mitchell Trubisky, Nick Foles last year with the Carson Wentz contract. Blake Bortles, Case Keenum last year. You win in this league by having a rookie quarterback deal. That's how you win. Blake Bortles last year, as I alluded to. The Buffalo Bills have a great defense with a rookie quarterback. Once you pay your quarterback, you only have 2 more years to do this thing, and then you're dead. You'll pay your quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky, and you'll settle into your 10-6, and you'll get eliminated first round or won't even make the damn playoffs anymore. Green Bay is going to be a better football team next year. Freaking Vikings will be back. You missed an opportunity big time. You could have went to LA. You didn't. You had a young rookie coach, and that's why I didn't believe in you. Young rookie coach and young quarterback, and Mitchell Trubisky played poorly in the first half, but he wasn't given an opportunity by his head coach. There was no urgency in the football game at all. It's a 60-minute damn game, and that's what happened today. Congratulations to the Philadelphia Eagles again. It was a hell of a win, but again, it doesn't come down to one play. I know Cody Parkey will get horrible things on social media. Just eliminate that bullshit from your life, and that's the bottom line, man. Disappointing. Congrats to the Eagles fans. Watching with a ton of Eagles fans. They all went wild, including Sports Doc, a guy that comes on my show all the time, of course, and my family and friends, all of them are Eagles people, and sickening. I was the one guy in the room rooting for the Bears. It's kind of why I love the Giants, kind of why I'm rooting for the Cowboys, because Eagles fans, kind of been around them a long time. They're good people, but I'm just not part of that group. So congratulations, though, to the Eagles people. I'm not going to jump on the bandwagon. Congratulations to them, and hopefully the Cowboys can get them later, but hopefully New Orleans will end that first. Hopefully we get Saints and Cowboys going on, or Cowboys and Eagles, and hopefully we can stop them from getting to the bowl. Drew Brees the only guy that could stop Nick Foles. So I know I'll have to hear from it all week. Devastating loss, really tough loss, but could have been so easily avoided. That's the point of the video.